Alright, in this video I want to talk a little bit about sanding, specifically Festool sanders in this case. That is what I use for the majority of my power sanding. I'm going to go into a little bit about each sander that I have, why I have these ones that I do, and why I like the way that they all kind of work together. Okay, I want to start off at the bottom with this little guy, the ETS 125. Just a 5-inch random orbit sander. A couple of the things that I really like about it is, number one, the weight. It's really light compared to these other sanders. Probably about the same in what you'd find in most 5-inch random orbit sanders that are out there. I do like the kind of the way the grip is set up for me. That's just a really comfortable way to grab it. That's the way I use all of the sanders that I have, is from the top. Connects to my CT MIDI just great. With that, the dust collection is great. And for me, the dust collection is probably one of the biggest reasons that I've kind of chosen to use Festool sanders. Just a lot of asthma in my family, so a little bit of sensitivity to dust. So the more I can do to eliminate that from my shop, I think the better chances of me having a good time in the shop. All right, next up is the ETS 150/5. This was my first Festool sander. You can tell looking at it, it's had a lot of use. It's been close to my spray gun when I've been doing painting. So this is one that's definitely been used and abused. I've had it for probably 3 or 4 years now, and it's worked out really good. It's still my go-to sander for just about everything, specifically tabletops. I find this one to be really good for that. It's quite a bit more aggressive than the ETS 125 is. With the 6-inch pad, of course, you can cover more area. So for tabletops, desktops, things like that, anything wide, to me this is just the bomb for that type of thing. All right, last up is the RAS 115. I think it's actually the RAS 115.04. This is kind of the beast of these sanders. It does have the smallest head. The diameter is 4.5 inches, but it's an orbit only. There's no randomness to it. It's just straight up spinning. It's basically a grinder converted to take a sanding pad, more or less. Couple big differences between this and a regular old grinder, though. Key of which is dust collection. I can still just connect my dust collector right on. You have to kind of squeeze it a little bit since this is kind of an oblong shape, but works just fine. All right, let's see what it can do. All right, so not exactly ready to put a finish on or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of show how aggressive this sander can be. Whatever you're wanting to do as far as shaping goes. All right, well, that's my quick overview of Festool sanders, why I like them, and why I think they work pretty well. One of these times I'll do some with the other sanders to kind of show how good the dust collection is on a normal sanding task. But really, I think they're great. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but to me it's worth it. And as corny as it may sound, I've actually gotten to where I kind of enjoy sanding now. As long as I've got some good tunes going, it's not as bad a task as it used to be. One other thing I'll mention real quick that you're not going to see in any of the manuals is with the sandpaper, specifically for the RAS, is once it's shot, especially with the really high grit sandpaper, if it's not good for sanding anymore, it's just the right size to scratch your back with.